Hey guys, welcome to my cozy corner. I'm CJ. This is my first official long YouTube video. I've been posting lots of shorts on here, but this is going to be my first actual video. So I'm really excited about that. It is almost spooky season, my favorite time of the year. So let's talk about everything I am planning to read this fall, and maybe you'll add it to your TBR too. First up, we're going with some dark academia vibes. I'm planning to read Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. I recently read Sword of Kaigen, and oh my goodness, that was a crazy ride. I was bawling my eyes out. It was quite the experience, especially since I read Sunrise on the Reaping right after, which was not a good idea. Don't do that. But I'm really excited to read some more ML Wong. I've heard that this one is going to tear me up just as much as Sword of Kaigen, so we'll see how it goes. Next on my TBR is Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. This one's pretty obvious why it made it on the TBR for fall, vampires, but let's go into a little detail about it. So apparently the world has been taken over by vampires and there is no more sunlight. Gabriel is the last surviving member of this brotherhood that was supposed to be defending humanity, and we're following him on his quest for humanity's last hope. I've heard so many people saying great things about this book, so I'm really excited to dive into it this fall. Next, we have How to Survive Camping: The Man with No Shadow by Bonnie Quinn. Now, this is a new release, it just came out this month, and I've only heard one other person talking about it. It's described as a campy, cozy horror novel, which sounds perfect to me. Kate and her family have been managers of this campground for generations. But what makes this campground different is all kinds of different creatures from folklore haunt this campground and try to kill the campers. So, Kate and her family have a list of rules you have to follow if you come to camp there. But apparently, not everybody follows the rules. A lot of people end up dead, and there's a big monster that is coming to town and deciding to try to take over the campground altogether. This sounds like such a fun time, so I am really excited to get to this book. Next, I have The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch on my TBR. This book is not necessarily fall themed, but something about it just gives fall vibes. It's a heist, it has a found family trope. It's just giving Robin Hood vibes. But this has been on my TBR for quite some time. I've heard so many people say wonderful things about this series, and I'm super excited for it. Next up, we have A Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zalanzi. This book is described as horror, humor, mystery, and fantasy all wrapped up into one. And honestly, that sounds like the perfect book to me. This is set in London in, I believe, the 1800s, and we're following a bunch of supernatural creatures that are playing this game. Some of them are trying to open this door with an ancient ritual, and others of them are trying to stop it. And yeah, I don't know a lot about this book, but from what I have heard, it sounds like such a great time and just the perfect book for fall spooky vibes. Next up, I have a horror classic, and that is The Shining by Stephen King. I don't need to say much about this one. We all know Stephen King and his novels. I have been dying to get into Stephen King for quite a while now, and I've just been swept up in so much fantasy and sci fi. But I am determined that this fall I am going to read my first Stephen King novel, and I'm pretty sure that I want it to be The Shining. That one sounds the most interesting to me, and it's one of his most popular ones too. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to it and see what all the hype is about. If you love Stephen King and have a favorite book of his, please leave a comment below and let me know what I should read. Next up, I have The Halfling Harvest by S.L. Rowland. This book sounds like the perfect cozy read that I want to curl up with a fuzzy blanket, a warm cup of tea, and read it on a rainy day. I've heard it's The Shire meets Legends and Lattes, and that just sounds like an amazing combination. I mean, when you think of fall, who doesn't think of the Shire and think of the hobbits and just their big parties and all the food? It sounds amazing. I am a huge Lord of the Rings nerd, so of course, anything with hobbits and anything inspired by the Shire is going to immediately be on my TBR. The last book on my TBR is one that is not a normal read for me, but it is The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. Really sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correct, but anyway, this book sounds so interesting to me. It is a historical romance set in the 1800s in the United States during the Mexican American War, and there's vampires. It just sounds so weird and crazy and not anything like I would normally read, but I am so interested and I want to know. I want to know what happens in this book. It's a historical romance. There's cowboys and there's vampires, and it just sounds pretty crazy. But I am really excited to read this. So, comment down below and let me know if you read this book and what you thought about it. So, this is my fall TBR so far. I'm sure that I'm going to add more books to it because my TBR is ever growing, it never stops. So please comment down below and let me know if there's any other books that I need to add to my fall TBR. Horror, thriller, cozy vibes, anything like that. Let me know.